New manager, plenty of incoming young talent, and a few notable outgoing transfers. This preseason has been anything but normal for Chelsea. In today's video, we discuss if Chelsea is destined for another disappointing campaign or have they finally turned over the page. Firstly, welcome back to the Full Time Ultras. A big thank you to all our new subscribers. I think we are at 1.1k now. And as promised, we do have an exciting giveaway coming up. So head to our Instagram page. The link should be in the description below. And keep your eyes out for the details of the giveaway. They should be out over the next couple of days. Now, as we all know, the preseason results have been quite disappointing at Chelsea, and understandably, the fans are quite upset and they're not really convinced. Enzo Maresca has come in from Leicester City, having recently brought them up back to the Premier League after winning the championship in a very convincing manner. He has worked under Pep Guardiola as his assistant at Man City, and he does belong to the modern school of football managers. He is known to rely on building up from the back and creating an overload in the midfield using the inverted fullback system. But does this system suit the current crop of Chelsea players? In pre-season, we have already seen Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Levi Colwill play in their inverted role, which Mark Cucurella actually excelled in the latter half of last season. But that means it leaves the centre backs often exposed to counter attacks and leaves no margin for error for the midfield. With Thiago Silva departing the club, we seriously lack experience in the defense, and it has reflected in the friendly games with miscommunication and individual errors by the young defenders, costing us so many goals. Let's just go ahead and talk about the transfers of field now. We have once again signed a bunch of talented young players with a lot of potential and promise, but as seen in the last couple of seasons, it has not always worked as these youngsters they struggle to keep up with the pace and demanding nature of Premier League football. Now, let's just take a look at a couple of notable incomings. We've had Kiernan Dewsbury Hall joined from Leicester for 30 million euros. Now, having been a part of Enzo Maresca's crucial championship winning side, it will be interesting to see how he fits into the system. To me, from as a fan, it seems like a manager just going out and signing his favorite boy from his old club. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's very talented and does have a knack of scoring goals from the midfield, which I believe we have been missing for quite a while now. However, the question does remain if a player who's most recently played in the championship, if he deserves to be in the starting squad or the first team of a Premier League giant like Chelsea Football Club. In my personal opinion, he should be a squad player at best. Next up, we have Mark Gueye, he a product of La Masia, who made headlines last year for being the youngest and the fastest scorer for as a debutant for FC Barcelona. And for 6 million, it looks to be excellent business to get a very promising 18-year-old forward who has already played for a club of FC Barcelona stature. In my opinion, he shouldn't be rushed into the first team squad, and with proper development, he can be a star for the future. Renato Viega from FC Basel has been another promising signing. He's a ball playing defensive midfielder who can also fill in the centre back and right back role. He fits perfectly into the Maresca's building up from the back system, and at 6'3", he's very strong aerially as well. And 14 million for the 21-year-old, it seems like a bargain. Some other notable incomings are Tosin Adirabioyo from Fulham for 20 odd million euros. Now, this is a signing that as a fan I'm very comfortable with. He's young and promising, has a lot of potential as well, but he is one who has played in the Premier League, he's proven himself. It brings a sense of security that he won't be a fish out of water in the high intensity of Premier League football. And of course, how can I forget our latest signing, the 22-year-old goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen from Villarreal for 24 million euros? Very promising, good with his feet, and is coming on the back of a very amazing, excellent season with Villarreal actually. He ended up with the most saves in La Liga for the 23-24 campaign. This, however, means that George Petrovic's time at Chelsea has come to an end, which is heartbreaking as a fan. I mean, he stepped up for us last season with Sanchez struggling with injury and then his form. And I think by the end of the season, he had established himself as the number one. And as a fan, he definitely had a better season than Sanchez, although the stats would probably tell you otherwise. But Enzo Maresca, since coming in, he has been very clear. Robert Sanchez is the preferred goalkeeper for his ball playing abilities, and he is going to be now competing with Jorgensen for the number one position. A bit of a bizarre fact with Jorgensen signing, we now have eight first team goalkeepers. I know it sounds just ridiculous, but however, I do expect Petrovic, Kepa, and Slanina to leave either permanently or on loan before the start of the season. Another notable player who has just come back into the squad is Wesley Fofana after a year on the sideline with injury. And that means, if recent reports are to be believed, Trevor Chalobah is out of the plans at Chelsea Football Club. Now, that to me is very heartbreaking. He's won the Champions League with us. He's been a crucial part of the first team of the last few seasons. Coming from the academy, he is someone who knows what it means to be a Chelsea player. But unfortunately, due to the profit and sustainability rules and our owners just being plain stupid, we have to sell all our promising academy graduates. Lewis Hall has made his move permanent to Newcastle, and probably the biggest of them all, the most notable one and the most heartbreaking one, Conor Gallagher, has just said yes to joining Atletico Madrid. I mean, as heartbreaking as it is, I am partially happy that these guys have been sold abroad instead of to a Premier League rival like we did with Mason Mount. But I'm certain Conor Gallagher would be very much missed. He was instrumental in last season's late resurgence and was a crucial part of Pochettino's side. It will be interesting to see who fills his role of the box to box midfielder. I think Maresca's going to go with Dewsbury Hall, but let's see if he's up to it. All in all, it has been anything but a calm off season at Chelsea Football Club. And much like the last two seasons, it has been a period of upheaval, change, and a lot of uncertainty. Whether it does change our fortunes or not, only time will tell. But with the return of star signings Christopher Nkunku, Romeo Lavia, Wesley Fofana, and our skipper Reece James from injury, with them linking up with the stars of last season, Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez, it does promise to be another campaign filled with drama and exciting games, even if it's not success for us. If Enzo Maresca is able to solve the defensive woes, we might actually be strong, will be on for a strong Premier League campaign, and I'm sure our attack does have the potential and quality to score against any team. So, in my opinion, I am looking forward to the season to see how Maresca's gonna work with these players. However, I'm not too optimistic. I do not expect us to be in the top four, challenge for the top four, or win any trophies straight away. I mean, as I've said over the last year, as I said with Pochettino as well, it has to be a process. It is a project. You have to believe in the project and build on the project. Success won't come overnight, especially with the transfer strategy that we have implemented over the last few seasons. So I am looking forward to the season, but I'm not really optimistic. I do, however, expect at least a Conference League trophy and maybe a Carabao Cup or a FA Cup win. But to be challenging for the Premier League or even the top four is out of question now. So thanks for joining us in this video. As I said, if you have watched till here, hit the subscribe button. Keep following us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and keep your eyes out for that giveaway.